Take two.
Take two.
Hey Scott.
How are you?
I'm Brandon from Diet in Nutrition. I just sort of started a small business. We've been sort of looking through a few texts to each other, just having a chat about what you've been doing. I just get you to talk about what sport you're in and what kind of goals you're looking at.
Yep, yeah, for sure. Like we've been saying, we're talking for a little while now, and started getting into the 70.3 distance triathlons, the Ironmans or half Ironman. Probably a year ago, really started to get into it. But obviously, my goals, I'm not hitting the goals that I want. Obviously, nutrition's a big part that, is a side that I know I need to work on. So, any help in that area would be great. I think, to try and get my times down and obviously recover better, and obviously fueling during the race is essential. So, it'd be great to get some better insight.
Sure. Yeah, they tend to call it the fourth leg, don't they?
Absolutely.
That's great. Yeah, because I've got a questionnaire here we filled out that you sent through. So looking at a few goals, trying to get more competitive in the top 10 in our age group.
Yep.
You're doing about 12 hours of training a week?
Yeah, roughly 12. It's work dependent a lot. It's obviously hard to get training hours in up here, but I try and aim for between 10 and 12. 12's a pretty good week if I can.
Yeah, probably some of the barriers you're sort of looking at. Pretty common really, isn't it? So I know myself living here, I train myself, and it's definitely a bit of a battle some days.
It is.
But you just go with the flow, and so just go through. You say you'd eat more of a, would you say like a animal based type approach?
Yeah, I've had a bit of a fasting in the morning, so I do a sort of a 18 and 6 type fast. So I don't eat meals until sort of 2 o'clock's my first meal. That's my breakfast. But all my training sessions are in the afternoon after work, so after 5:30, 6 o'clock. So obviously it's trying to get the right nutrition in, but in those windows before the training. But pretty basic eater. I'm not too fussy. A lot of vegetables, a lot of meat. I do eat a lot of meat. Probably heavier on that side than anything. Obviously try and stay away from the gluten side, the bread side of things. But
have you had any gut issues from?
No, I haven't. No.
Just seems to work for you.
High
protein.
Love bread. I could eat bread and croissants, bakeries, stuff. I could eat that all day long and not put on weight, and it doesn't upset me. But obviously it's just obviously it's not the right thing that I should be eating. So, but then again, sometimes in the afternoons just trying to get my energy levels up. Maybe I'm lacking in the carbohydrate side. I'm not.
Have you been doing the intermittent fasting for a while?
A couple of years, probably 3 years now. Which I find that's really good. Does give me a lot of, like I say, I know some afternoons I feel a bit flat, but my job's based in an office, so I don't get around moving a lot, so I do get lethargic during the day. But I find in general my alertness with the fasting, inflammation has gone down from what it used to be. I used to have issues with inflamed joints, knees, lower back, but that sort of, once I started training more and getting into the fasting, that sort of worked its way up, and haven't really noticed it.
I think like your omega-3 saturated fats would benefit your joints and like that higher fat.
I guess that's what's hard up here, is getting like fish, like seafood, things like that, because we are so far from the ocean. So obviously,
I have noticed the seafood truck comes like once or twice a week. But it's probably something to look at and get in contact with them, because they come from Karratha, which is like 6 hours away, aren't they? So, all right, we might have a look at like your pre-event, like all pre-training. Nutrition. What have you been?
Generally pre-training, like I say, I'll have lunch at about 2 o'clock, and that's generally, I usually like I eat pretty basic, so it's either a granola and a Greek natural yogurt for lunch. Then in the afternoon I'll have just like a frozen berry smoothie and a banana about an hour before my training session, just to try and get some obviously carbohydrates up, some sugars into the body, and then and that's all I mainly do. Or I'll have like a mince, kind of like a spaghetti.
Okay.
It's one of the two. I just do meal preps for the week, so it's pretty bland to be.
So you do. So you do an afternoon session.
Yep.
Would you do it before dinner?
Always before dinner. Yeah. So I'll have
about an hour or two. I mean, sorry, when you have your afternoon snack before your session.
Yep.
So you like having your banana or your bar or.
Yep.
Probably they suggest probably an hour, at least an hour before the session, so your body can absorb it.
Yeah, and sometimes I find with the swim, when I go to if I swim, I find even an hour sometimes that food doesn't digest enough in times with the swimming, but with a run or a ride, it's not so much.
Yeah, they sort of recommend it 1 to 2 hours.
Yeah, okay.
So that's a good time frame as a guideline for you.
Yep.
And looking at like 60 to 80 grams of carbs.
Okay.
Pre-workout.
Yep.
You want to. And obviously and it's a good, and that'll just fuel your session, and also helps recovery as well.
Yep.
So now we see, we'll get into that a bit later, the recovery, post training.
Yep.
But yeah, with like during an event, like say if you're looking at 70.3 distance, what type of nutrition have you been fueling yourself with?
I've been playing around with it a little bit. I have mainly been using the Morton solid bar.